Welcome to the Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary. This is your host, Scotty D. Today, it's going to be a little bit of a controversy. You know, this is Inferno Saga, and we are doing a Marvel thing for Inferno Saga. We're doing a big project, and it's taken a long time, and we're really excited about it. It's come together. There's a lot of recordings, a lot of editings, just a lot of coordination to do on things like that, and it's definitely a Marvel thing. But right now, Marvel doesn't have X-Men in the MCU. The X-Men don't really exist in the MCU. They're nowhere to be found, and they're not showing up on any of the schedules either. I don't see them being a movie in 2024, 2025. It'll probably be like 2030 before we see the X-Men actually made into a movie again, which is a little bit depressing. But one thing that I really want to talk about today in the headline for the show is did Marvel ruin cosplay? Like, are they ruining it? Are they ruining it because of, well, okay, let me just say this. I am not attacking Marvel and its direction and what they're doing at the top and the bottom, and I'm not criticizing the movies and the structure of anything like that. But what I do know is that the pacing has changed. There have been a lot of changes. They put a lot of content on Disney Plus. They pumped out series after series after series of all these different characters, all cosplayable characters. And maybe the pacing didn't actually accelerate. Maybe it was about the same, but it felt a lot faster. It felt like there was always another, or there still is another one of these series constantly coming out. It's like wave after wave after wave. I don't know if the community is really reacting to it like it used to. Black Widow came out and everybody was Black Widow cosplaying. Then Hawkeye came out, and Hawkeye becomes the thing. Moon Knight, didn't quite see too many on that show, but still, probably because it's a little bit of a harder build. Then there were the Lokis. There's everybody doing Loki, and it just seems like every single time that one of these shows comes out, there's just a wave of cosplays that goes along with the Marvel show of the week. It seems like a week and it's gone. And there's just a lot of reacting to all of these characters, but nothing seems to be sticking. And I see like a shift that when there are shows, it's all about the shows. It's about the pop cosplays. And when there aren't, it's kind of like just here and there, like we kind of revitalize them, we bring them back. With the pace of all of this, it seems like we're diverting from the fandoms themselves. We're saying we're fans of the entire MCU instead of saying that we're fans of a character. And we're cosplaying anything that they give us because then we're riding a wave and there's more attention to it. More people are searching for it. So of course we want to do that, right? Like that's pop cosplay to a T. I mean, Wednesday Addams was like the biggest thing, but it was really weird to see a Netflix series about not a main character for show. Well, she kind of is, like she's a bit of a main character, but the original Addams family, they were all characters, it was a family, right? And there were some things about Wednesday, but it wasn't like the focus of the show. So this is very relatable for a lot of people right now, Wednesday Addams. But it's also a cosplay that everybody will do. Like this is just it's a big wave, and it's a fairly easy cosplay to put together from just a standpoint of, the materials and just the things that you need to put it together, and that you can purchase it very easily. It's easy to find. And it's a pretty mainstream Halloween costume to begin with, just ongoing. Like Wednesday Addams shows up every Halloween, but now she shows up all the time because she's on Netflix, and it's still in the top 10 on Netflix. So of course this becomes popular and it gets more widely cosplayed. But is there really anything that Disney's doing right now? Is there anything that's coming out that is just widespread and something that people really want to bother with? Maybe it's more along the lines of, just more gatekeepy sort of stuff. Like it's gatekeeping at a certain point. What if Marvel gets so big, and what if Marvel gets so, I guess, they don't need us necessarily to promote all of this online. They don't need popular cosplays to circulate their brand, or they don't feel that they do, and they decide that this is all intellectual property that they own, and they're either going to tell you that you have to pay them, or you have to wear a certain type of costume, or you can't post it. That's a problem, and that could ruin cosplay for widely recognized and very likable and knowable fandoms. It's sad to think that they might try to do that just because they go, hey, yeah, it's fun if you just dress up, but we're the ones making money on this. Like, we're the billion-dollar industry. You're along for the ride. You didn't have anything to do with creating this character. this was created many years ago. We bought the rights to all of this, and that's a very strong possibility. So what do you do? And I'm not sure there's anything that we can do. If the DCU, if the owners of these megacorps that own these smaller pieces that are DC and that are Marvel and that are, all of these fandoms that we love and enjoy and like to express by wearing all these cosplays and building them, spending all this time and money and energy just to put out these posts so we can gain a little recognition and just share it with everybody. There's all age groups on Instagram, and some people are not aware of this or don't even pay attention to it, but it's a distinct possibility that sometime in the future that they take it away. And, that's not fair to, someone in high school who's just, they've worked really hard to put something together. Maybe their parents helped them out with it a little bit, and they put it online, they put the post up, and there's a violation. there's a penalty, and it gets torn down right away. I'm fine with cosplay shifting to people doing more of what they want to do versus always doing the next thing that's coming out. That's totally fine with me. I appreciate that, because it should be the things that you are passionate about that you share with your community, with your audience. It should be the things that you're passionate about. Maybe it's the things they're passionate about too. It doesn't just have to be what's trendy. It doesn't have to be just what's going to get the most reach on search for the week. That's part of it. But if you want that to be part of it, then build something that people want, build a service, have a product, something that people can and do search for that fills some space, that fills a need, versus entertainment and trying to jump onto an entertainment bandwagon that has been developed and possibly will be pulled away by a very, very big company that can do something like that. So that's where I'm going to leave us today, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel. Follow us online. There's new content coming out all the time. And of course, Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary is a safe space for you to share your stories, tips, builds, and all the causes that we should be aware of in the community. Thanks, everybody. This is Scotty B, Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary, saying bye-bye.